What's good, YouTube? This is Stormy B-Man, and I'm back with another video editorial. The title of this editorial is To Defend a Title. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Shout out to the LDBC, the Lions Den boxing community, and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. Anthony Joshua heads up this editorial as we approach what has now been finalized with the arbitration case between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury regarding a rubber match between the two heavyweights. It seems that Anthony Joshua was on the back burner, with a hopeful eye towards being the next one up for Tyson Fury in the event that Fury didn't have to go through his rubber match with Wilder. He had put everything on hold, looking towards a possible unification, seeing that he holds all of the titles outside the WBC strap that Fury currently holds. In the meantime, Alexander Usyk has been patiently waiting his opportunity for his mandatory challenge of Joshua's WBO title. And this is where we'll focus, because Joshua 24-1 with 22 KOs. Last victory in December of 2020 against Kubrat Pulev, where he stopped him in the 9th round, is really not looking to face Usyk right away. I don't think that his camp is afraid of Usyk, but I do believe that they want to try to get in as many paydays as they can before they start taking on contenders for the titles that may jeopardize his title reign. We saw what happened when they disregarded Andy Ruiz Jr. and went in against He back in June of 2019, where Joshua suffered a TKO loss in the 7th round. Yes, he avenged the defeat 6 months later in December of 2019 with a unanimous decision over Andy, but he did not look good doing so. He stayed away, lots of mobility, and boxed from the outside from the shorter and heavier Andy Ruiz Jr. Andy came into the rematch just about 300 pounds. So Joshua, when he fought Kubrat Pulev, he had a hard time figuring Kubrat Pulev's style out and wasn't looking to engage or take any kind of risk. In a match that could have or should have been over in just a couple of rounds, he ended up going he ended up going 9 with Pulev, and he didn't really look good doing so. In the meantime, when you talk about Usyk and what he has accomplished, Usyk has fought only twice at the heavyweight division, and since vacating his undisputed title at cruiserweight, he faced Chaz Witherspoon and Derek Chisora in back-to-back bouts. But this is the thing about Kubrat being Joshua's last opponent and Usyk being the next. Pulev didn't have much skill set at all, whereas Usyk has a decorated amateur background, and as I just mentioned, being the undisputed cruiserweight champion, has a record where he has shown he can box. He has pop on his punches, but he's a very, very experienced fighter, and those are the type of fighters that Joshua seems to be intimidated of. With a record of 18-0 and 13 KOs, Usyk brings that to a division where he also is 6'3", 78-inch reach. He has shown that he's very much a smaller guy in the heavyweight division. He hasn't fully filled out as a heavyweight, and he probably won't do much more being age 34. but he's the type of fighter that Joshua has problems with. Joshua has trouble with the smaller heavyweights, those that are under 6'5" and who has faster hands, good mobility, and boxing ability. So, Usyk has been eyeing Joshua, waiting patiently, trying to see exactly what was going to happen at the top of the division. So when he gets his chance at Anthony, he may prepare to go in there and outbox the champion. The reason why Ed Hearn is trying to delay this, I believe, is Ed Hearn is trying to just hold on to the titles and keep them in the UK. Usyk represents a different type of threat, where with his boxing ability and being a former undisputed champion, Joshua should want this type of fight, but he doesn't because of the experience. Now, I believe going into a fight like this, Joshua should be favored, being the bigger man, having a more extended reach. I think Joshua has an 82-inch reach at 6'6", but he's chinny. I believe that if Usyk can land on his chin, Joshua would definitely be in trouble. He has enough power to hurt Joshua, but will he be able to deal with Joshua's size and strength? If he could carry this fight through the middle to late rounds, it's the type of fight that Joshua may fall apart in. I've seen very little improvement in Joshua's skill sets since he moved into becoming a champion. Usually you see the fights defined where a guy has made a mark and made a separation from what he once was to what he is currently. We haven't seen that from Joshua. The Andy Ruiz loss and what has transpired prior to that, it's been pretty much the same going, which is why Joshua hasn't faced a lot of the tougher opponents out there. Think about it like this. He hasn't even faced Derek Chisora. And Chisora is the type of fighter who comes in, I call him the caveman style, where he just wings and throws shots and puts pressure. That's not what Joshua is good at, and it's probably why Chisora isn't on his record. He's on everyone else's, isn't interesting. But this is a vote for Alexander Usyk, waiting in the wings for his opportunity, and patience being a virtue with this man. If you want to compare anything with he and Evander Holyfield coming up from cruiserweight to heavyweight, is his patience. If he remains steadfast, quiet, just go about your work, let's see what happens. You'll get your shot eventually, and maybe we could see some magic in the division and the titles change hands. I think that the undisputed former cruiserweight champion and the current nearly undisputed unified champion in Joshua matching up is a great match. But will we see it this year? Hopefully. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. I think that Usyk has a tremendous shot once he gets it with Anthony Joshua, and Anthony Joshua definitely will not be looking toward fighting Deontay Wilder if he's successful against Tyson Fury in their rubber match. He may even look to retire. You heard it here from me. Let me know what you think. Leave comments. Until the next time we speak, peace, and everybody remain safe.